incident I'm going to explain to you. This was around 5,000 years ago when Kali Yuga had started already and Kali was in full force. You see, the sages are very compassionate people. They are called as Paradukha Dukhi. They become unhappy by seeing others unhappy. All right, so they were seeing that people in Kali Yuga has started after Parikshit Maharaj left. Kali spread his influence all over, and people were suffering like anything because of engaging in activities that they were not supposed to. So all the sages of the world, they gathered in a place called Naimisharanya. It is in Uttar Pradesh. I had gone there, I think maybe 3-4 years back. Very beautiful place, small village. It's a village, it's not even a town, but then extremely significant place. It is said that Naimisharanya is the hub of the entire universe. It's a central pivotal point of the entire universe. Now, a very powerful place. So all the sages, they gathered in Naimisharanya and they wanted to conduct a sacrifice, a fire sacrifice for 1,000 years, something like that, or 100 years. No, so for many, many years they wanted to conduct a sacrifice. And they wanted to know finally the Purnahuti, the offering of the sacrifice, whom should they offer it to? You see, the sages, they were conducting the sacrifice because they were concerned about the welfare of the people of this world. See, I told you they are Paradukha Dukhi. They themselves become very unhappy when they see others unhappy. So the sages, they got together. There were thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of sages, and they got together and they chose Bhrigu Muni as the personality who will go and identify unto whom the final Purnahuti or the offering has to be done. They jotted down everyone's name and finally they came to 3 personalities. It was Lord Brahma, who's Bhrigu Muni's father, Lord Shiva, who's Bhrigu Muni's brother, because Lord Shiva is also Lord Brahma's son, okay, and Lord Vishnu. These are the 3 personalities who were selected. So Bhrigu Muni went first to Brahmaloka, and there he saw that in Brahmaloka there were so many sages sitting around Lord Brahma, and then in the court of Lord Brahma, but then Lord Brahma hadn't come in yet. So at one particular point in time, all the sages, the great rishis, everybody, they were seated there. And then when Lord Brahma entered, everybody stood up. But Bhrigu Muni did not stand up. Okay, this was a test. So he saw that Lord Brahma got a little angry. Okay, so he did not stand up, and because Lord Brahma was a father of Bhrigu Muni and his son did not respect, Lord Brahma became a little angry, and in his mind he became angry. Okay, so then Bhrigu Muni said, okay, I see there is some little tinge of fault in Lord Brahma, and then he went from there to Lord Shiva. There, as soon as Lord Shiva saw Bhrigu Muni entering Kailash, Lord Shiva rushed to him and he said, "Oh, my dear brother, give me let me embrace you." He went to embrace Bhrigu Muni, and Bhrigu Muni said, "Hey, don't come and touch me. You look at yourself. You're smeared ashes all over the body. You have serpents all over your body. Please don't touch me." And Lord Shiva became so angry, okay, so angry that he took up his trident, his Trishula, and he was about to kill Bhrigu Muni. But then Parvati Devi fell at the feet of Lord Shiva and she said, "My dear Lord, he's your brother. Please don't do this." And then Lord Shiva controlled his anger. So then Bhrigu Muni left from there as well. And then he went to a place called Shweta Dvipa. Okay, that is the residence place of Lord Vishnu. He went there, and then what did he do? He entered, and Lord Vishnu was in a conversation with Lakshmi Devi, who was massaging his feet. So immediately Bhrigu Muni went, and Lord Vishnu actually did not notice that Bhrigu Muni had entered. he went to Lord Vishnu and he kicked on the chest of Lord Vishnu. Can you imagine that? He kicked Lord Vishnu on the chest of, on his chest. And Lord Vishnu was startled, and then he saw, oh, Bhrigu Muni has come. So immediately he got up and he said, I'm very sorry, my dear sage. I did not notice that you entered my abode. I'm sure your feet would have got hurt. My chest is like a stone. It's so hard. Your feet might have got hurt. So he made Bhrigu Muni sit and he washed the feet of Bhrigu Muni. So Bhrigu Muni, he understood that Lord Vishnu, he has control over his anger, and then he came back and told the sages that the final offering should be made to Lord Vishnu. That's why you see, even today, you may perform any homa. It could be Ganesha homa or Nasimha homa or any homa. Finally, the priest, the Purohit, will offer the final Purnahuti saying, Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, that particular verse they will chant. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagat Hitaya, Krishnaya, Govindaya, Namo Namah. Okay? But anyway, that aside, the point that I'm trying to make here is I'm going to ask you some questions. All right? Now, I want you to answer this. There are two questions, answer them together. So let me show you the pattern in which Bhrigu Muni tested each of them. So from that particular story, we can develop or derive 3 levels of interpersonal dealings. The first one is mental. Can you put down in the comment box which of the 3 Trinity personalities did Bhrigu Muni offend mentally? The second is verbal. Which personality did Bhrigu Muni offend verbally? And then you can immediately conclude how he offended Lord Vishnu. So you see, there are 3 levels of interpersonal dealings. Mental, like how he dealt with Lord Brahma. Okay. Verbal, how he dealt with Lord Shiva. And physical. Interpersonal cleanliness is all about having clean dealings in our mind, okay, in our words with others, and also in our actions, physically also, right? Okay, now I'm going to talk to you in terms of why interpersonal cleanliness. Why do we need interpersonal cleanliness? Don't we all know how to deal with each other, right? If I'm angry, I'm angry. Okay, let's take a look. This is a research done by Dr. John Gottman. Okay, so in this research, he says he's a leading researcher in psychology and relationships. He says the secret relationship killer, okay, is constant negative interaction. The first of 4 communication patterns that cause a breakup. There are 4 communication patterns that cause a breakup. The first is criticism. Okay, so there can be constructive criticism, asking somebody to change their ways, but then it cannot be critical in a manner in which it puts down the person.